Hi everyone, my name is Bond, batch number 244659, and today I will present the environmental analysis. First, in order to reach our objective, the Bank Simbana National decided to open the book for 1 day in the varsity malls in UUM to promote their products. Before the activities carry on, we had conducted a survey about the marketing environments in the varsity mall. The first is the competitive force. In the UUM varsity mall, they have only one bank operate to give the banking service to the students and the staff, which is the Bank Islam Malaysia. The Bank Islam Malaysia provide the surveillance service that may have similars with our banks, banks in nationals. Hence, the competitions among the banks will appear since they provide a similar product. Besides that, we also decided to open the both in the varsity mall, which may be compete with other banks who also come to Vimo to promote their products such as the CNB and the Maybank. Due to the competitions arise at the Vimo, the Bank Simbana National has to build out an effective strategy to gain the customers. Hence, the BSNs provide the ASV financing for the Bumi Putra and the non-Bumi Putra, which is one of the strategy that can be attract not only the Bumi Putras but also the non-Bumi Putras. The second is the economy force. Nowadays, the economy is quite down and not so good as previous years. Since our product is promoted in the university, therefore we should consider the students' financials. This is because they are not a religious people as compared to the persons who have job, and so they cannot afford to pay too much money for every month. The Invariably, many of the bank's customers want the higher returns with the low interest rates. Therefore, the BSNs have promote the SB financing, which is have a lower interest rate as compared to other banks. Um, we promote the ASV financing for the students based on the student affordables, such as 10,000, 15,000, and 20,000, and so on. So, if the student will choose the 10,000 investments we paid in the 360 months. So each month he or she should pay the 55 ringgit. Besides, uh, the BSN also provide the Takafu insurance for the staff in which designed for the parents with the children below 12 years old for the education expense in their secondary education and also the personal health insurance. Hence, this is the time to save the money and will be used or need it when emergency or for the children's education in the future. Next is the legal and the regulatory force. In the UUMs, all the activity and the program should get the permissions from the A181 HEAs or UUMs. By fill out a formal form and send it to the HEA 1 month before the activity held. Hence, the person in charge will know our objective for these programs and get the permissions to do the advertisements around the UUM, such as poster and the flyers. To ensure that the students will get the informed about our programs. More important is to ensure that our activities are in a smooth and safe conditions. Following is the technology force. Nowadays, all the banking institutions start to develop the technology system to deliver their product to the customers. Hence, the PSNs introduced the new technology system, which is the channels and the code operations, which will cover the PSN's deposits, payments, branch delivery systems, as well as integrations with the various digital payments. It would help the PSNs to increase their ability in processing the payments and make the transactions more easily and effectively. Hence, the students and the staff would be attracted and saving in the PSNs. The technologies that the PSNs provide would be more important part for the PSNs to compete with other banks in UUM such as the Bank Islam Malaysia. When the programs are conducted, the staff of the PSNs will explain the benefit for the technology to the clients to attract them to join us, and we will also provide the Google Forms through the internet for them to fill out their details in order to easier us to send the information about our product for them in the short time. Hence, the clients also can get the information and doing their transactions more quickly and easily and not need to line up in the ATM machine. Next is the social cultural force. In this, we need to consider about the behaviors of the students and the staff. As the students and the staff in the UNs, we know that there will no refrain from shopping to buy some necessary products to satisfy themselves or as a present for them or outings with their friends twice a week or more. Hence, it will cause them to fill in financial problems. As they are able to manage their financial programs. So, we have analyzed their attitudes about their spendings and the behaviors on their incomes and come out with a solution that they must know how to manage and control themselves from spending too much in the luxuries products or are not necessarily things. One of the way is the PSNs have provided them an advice to invest in the ASB financings and the Takafu insurance. This may be one of the security for them or the guarantee for them. And also provide the easier way to save their money with the PSNs. Since that It will help them to pay, to make the transactions more easily, because the consumer have the less time for work or leisure, as like the students also busy for their homework and assignments. So the BSN has provided online banking transactions and the payments that bring the convenience and ease for them to transfer and not need to line up in front of the ATM machines to making the transactions. For the target market, by focusing on the commitment to the service and quality, the banks Simpanan Nationals have efficiently implemented a niche differentiation strategies. In ability to differentiate its products have contributed to superior annual returns. In the UUM, the target market for the BSN consists providing the Islamic product to the students and the staff. BSN intends to provide the Islamic product only, as compared with the other banks such as the CIMB and the Maybank. This is because both of the banks, CIMB and the Maybanks, focus not only on the Islamic products, because both of them are focusing more on their conventional products. Hence, the BSN will try to attract their clients by promoting the Islamic products such as the Takaful insurance and the ASB financing. For the ASB financings, the banks Simpanan Nasional will target on the students' UUMs. ASB financing is one of the investments that invest now and gains the profit in the future. This type of the products would help the students to cover in their financial problem and help them to pay back their loans in the future, such as the PTPTN loans. Another type is the Takafu insurance. The Takafu insurance will target on the staff in the UUMs to save an amount of the money in order to use in the future, such as the children's education or the health, because most of the staff will not know how to invest in the insurance, and for this time, the banks National will try to attract them to save, to invest in the insurance. Uh, is also a good way for them to invest. So to fulfill the demands and the need of the target customer, the BSN introduced a transaction apps to help them to make the transactions more easily and efficiency. Okay, thank you. That's all for my part.